Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to the very first Business Task Force virtual presentation for the TxDOT 635 East project. My name is Diane with Pegasus Link Constructors, and if you're a business that's adjacent to the project, it's likely that you've already received some form of communication from our very own public information team. As many of you know, we officially kicked off construction for the project earlier this year. With the many businesses that line the corridor, we wanted to establish the Business Task Force, targeted specifically for our neighbors who call the areas near our project their workplace. The goal for these presentations is to provide updates every few months, highlighting one area of the project at a time that's experiencing or will be experiencing pretty significant changes in the immediate months ahead. This is where we plan on describing new access points, the construction schedule, and major milestones. We hope to provide better understanding about the construction going on so businesses know what to expect in the areas around them, and you'll be better equipped to communicate the information to staff and employees as needed. Ideal candidates for the Business Task Force are business owners or managers who operate a business located within a block from our project limits. If that describes you or someone you know, do encourage them to sign up for our distribution list. The form is located on our website under the Contact tab. Before we begin our presentation, we'd like to provide a brief project overview. In this next slide, Audrey will go through the purpose and goal of the 635 East project.
The 635 East project is a roadway construction project by TxDOT to improve mobility, operations, and safety along the eastern portion of Interstate 635 in Dallas County. The contractor chosen to manage the design, construction, and maintenance during the project duration is Pegasus Link Constructors. PLC was awarded the project in 2019. The contract term will last 5 years. Construction began earlier this year and will last through late 2024. The 11-mile project will include building continuous frontage roads, adding an additional lane in both directions of the I-635 main lanes between US 75 and I-30, rebuilding all cross streets and ramps along I-635, including the I-30 interchange, and implementing new managed lanes that will be in service after construction is complete. If you'd like to learn more, our project team put together an extended version of this project overview earlier this year, which is posted on our website, along with other project resources. Please make sure to visit www.635east.com. Our full project overview presentation can be found on our resources page under the View tab.
For this first video, we wanted to share about an area of the project that's already seeing a lot of activity right now. That area is the I-30 portion of the project, which includes the interchange area where I-30 and I-635 connect. This section is about 2 miles long and highly concentrated with businesses and commercial developments. We'll also throw in some details about surrounding cross streets in this general location, including Oates Drive, Galloway Avenue, and Northwest Drive. Looking on the project map, the area that we will be discussing in this video is right here in the very south end of the project, in Mesquite. Back in June, we closed the I-30 HOV lanes near the interchange. This is so that we can begin reconstruction on the pavement of the I-30 main lanes in this area. If you've used these HOV lanes in the past, not to worry, these HOV lanes along I-30 are not going away forever. Once the project is complete in late 2024, these HOV lanes along I-30 will return as they were before construction. In July, we had our first bridge demo at Galloway in I-30 to begin the full reconstruction of this intersection. The bridge was only taken down partially so that traffic can still travel through it while construction is ongoing. Taking down only one side of the bridge will allow crews to construct the permanent bridge in halves. Once one side of the bridge is completely built, traffic will be shifted onto the new section and the same reconstruction will happen on the other side. Progress at Galloway over I-30 continued this fall as beams were set in October, providing the framework for the brand new section of Galloway Avenue Bridge. If you're subscribed to our traffic alerts, beams were set over one weekend, requiring all lanes of I-30 to be closed along the eastbound and westbound I-30 main lanes, closing one direction per night. Construction at Galloway over I-30 will continue through next year. In August of this year, you may remember that we permanently closed an on-ramp and an off-ramp at Northwest Drive, which shifted the access to and from this cross street. Currently, eastbound I-30 traffic who want to access Northwest Drive will need to use the exit prior to Gustavus Road further west. And those who want to access westbound I-30 from Northwest Drive will need to travel further west as well. It's important to know that this existing way to and from Northwest Drive is temporary. Along eastbound I-30, there will eventually be a new exit constructed that will serve as the combined exit to both Northwest Drive and Galloway Avenue. For drivers who want to access westbound I-30 from Northwest Drive, just like on the eastbound side, there will eventually be a new ramp built further west at the interchange that will serve as the entrance ramp to westbound I-30. What's nice about these permanent new ramps is that both will incorporate bypass lanes that will allow traffic to bypass the Galloway Avenue intersection, avoiding having to wait at the traffic light. Side note about Northwest Drive, the intersection doesn't have to be rebuilt as part of the project. We'll use Northwest Drive over I-30, however, as a suggested detour during major closures. Frontage roads along I-30 and the interchange area have started undergoing different types of construction, which is why many of them have been reduced to one lane or have been shifted slightly. Closing lanes along the frontage roads will afford us more room to perform the required construction needed in specific areas, and once construction progresses, we'll be able to open more lanes up. Also, remember that as part of the 635 East project, all direct connectors at the I-30 and I-635 interchange will be fully reconstructed. We're also building continuous frontage roads along Interstate 635 that will cut across I-30 and connect all the way south to Town East Boulevard. In many cases, removing existing lanes along the frontage roads are needed to assist in the construction of the brand new direct connectors and frontage roads, as well as to replace old pavement with new permanent pavement in the area. With these lane reductions and lane shifts, expect delays. If you plan on traveling through our project, try to allot yourself with extra time to get to your destinations, especially if you're traveling through the areas listed on the screen. And now to discuss a little bit more about what's in store along I-30 in the interchange area of the project, I'd like to welcome my colleague Audrey to the presentation.
Thanks, Diane. My name is Audrey, and I'm a member of the project's public information team. I've had the pleasure of meeting many of our business contacts already during our outreach efforts for the project. We'll continue to make it our goal to inform businesses in advance about upcoming construction, closures, and traffic impacts along the roadway. Looking at this high-level project schedule, you'll see that the first half of our 5-year project consists mostly of the relocation of many utility lines along the corridor, so that they won't be in conflict with the new roadway being built. This will be no different for the areas of the project that we're focusing on in this video. More utility work will continue through upcoming winter months. This fall, construction will also begin at Galloway Avenue Bridge over I-635. We've already began reconstructing the part of Galloway that goes over the I-30 main lanes, and now it's time to begin this section where it intersects with I-635. If you'd like to know more, subscribe to our traffic alerts and have our contact information handy for any questions. Those adjacent to our project have a front row seat for all of our construction activities, and we understand that it could be hard to keep up with all the progress. That's why if you have a question or many questions about what's going on in your area, we encourage you to share them with us. Whether it's contacting the public information team directly or setting up a meeting with our team to discuss upcoming work happening within state right-of-way, we welcome your feedback about the project. There are several ways to submit your comments and communicate with us directly. The project email, info@635east.com, is the best way to reach us directly. If you submit a comment on our website under the Contact tab, it goes directly to the general email address, which is monitored at all times. If you're on the go and would rather explain your question on a voicemail, our project hotline will do the trick. Contact 1-833-HWY-635-E. and someone from our team will respond in a timely manner. We also welcome meetings with business owners and properties along the project. If you're interested in having one of our team members walk you through the construction going on in your vicinity, contact Diane or myself. Our contact information is listed here. We'd be happy to connect you with the right staff member to answer your questions. And this wraps up our first Business Task Force presentation, focusing on I-30 and the I-30 interchange area of the project. We look forward to meeting and speaking with you soon. Thank you.